Hey Dad, this is your birthday song. It doesn't last too long. Hey! Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm attempting to watch every Disney movie ever. Today, I'm going to talk about Johnny Shiloh. Johnny Shiloh is about a young boy who practices drumming with the Blue Raiders Regiment of the Union Army, and he so desperately wants to enlist, but he can't because he's too young, and then he does anyway. Kevin Corcoran is back. Brian Keith is also back. As I watch these films, I'm sure you can tell I grow attached to the actors because Disney reused actors a bunch of time. Kevin Corcoran, Brian Keith, Tommy Kirk, James MacArthur, Billy Driscoll, Fess Parker. They've used these actors for a multitude of their films, and I grow attached to them. And then when they stop appearing in them, I want to know what happened, so I Google them and I look up what if they were successful after Disney, what happened, and a lot of the time, it's very tragic. It's very, very sad. Johnny wants to be a member of the Blue Raiders, but they say, absolutely not, you're 12 years old, and he doesn't listen, so he sneaks onto their train, and they find out, so they decide to teach him a lesson by treating him like a soldier. They make him do a bunch of chores, they work him to the bone, they treat him just like they treat any other 18-plus-year-old man, and it doesn't work. He still wants to be a soldier. He still wants to be a member of the Blue Raiders. He's dedicated. The cinematography in this film is very bland. It's very stagnant. It's very just blanketly lit. Nothing about it stands out. I feel like these movies are either on or off with the cinematography. Like, if Steve Previn was directing, he did Almost Angels and The Horse Without a Head. If he's directing, there is movement. The camera is moving. There's tracking, there's dollies. Every type of movement he could probably have access to at that time, he was trying to accomplish in his films. And he worked with a couple different cinematographers, so it's definitely his conscious choice that he wants movement in the films. Where, like, this, Johnny Shiloh, is directed by James Nielsen, and it's just so stagnant. A lot of these movies were made for the Wonderful World of Disney, so they were two-part movies. It was like an episode and an episode that made a whole movie. So I understand, like, they're technically made for TV movies, so they're not, you know, Swiss Family Robinson or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You know, they're not those films. But if Steve Previn, Almost Angels, Horse Without a Head, soon to be The Waltz King, if he is directing, there's a ton of movement. So I don't understand why the other directors, James Nielsen, Robert Stevenson, a bunch of them, didn't try to also accomplish that. Because it is noticeable. I have enjoyed Steve Previn's films a lot more than I've enjoyed James Nielsen or Robert Stevenson's. Moral of the story, cinematography, bland. Wish Steve Previn was directing all the time. A lot happens in this film. I don't feel like going blow by blow, but like Johnny's kidnapped by Confederates and then he gets away and he shoots some dude and he keeps playing his dang drum. He becomes a lieutenant. Like, it's very intense. Him and Brian Keith love each other a lot. Kevin Corcoran rides a lot of horses through his Disney career. I went back and watched some of my Disney videos and I realized how generous I was with the rating system. I was giving films very high ratings when I didn't enjoy them that much. That's because it's hard for me to give bad grades. I feel bad. But also, then it got more difficult to rate things because, for instance, I gave Bon Voyage a 6 whatever out of 10. So then when I watched a movie that I thought was better than Bon Voyage but didn't deserve a 7, I couldn't give it a 6 or, you know, a 5 because it's not better than Bon Voyage. So it got a big mess. So I decided I'm going to be a little bit more strict. That said, Johnny Shiloh. Overall, pretty bland film. It had some endearing moments. Johnny and Gabe, Johnny and Billy, Johnny and the Confederates, Johnny being brave and trying as hard as he possibly can for everything. Kevin Corcoran is getting better at acting. Brian Keith is always great, but the story lacked something. It lacked a lot of growth. It lacked that magic it needs. The cinematography, as I said, was so bland, very stagnant. So I'm gonna have to give Johnny Shiloh 4 drums out of 10. Our total movie count is Parent Death Toll and Cry Counter still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put out videos every Monday and Friday. Do you think Kevin Corcoran's getting better at acting? Let me know down in the comments. Until next time, comment, like, and subscribe, but I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do you, and don't believe in slavery. Don't believe in slavery. Do I have to explain why slavery is bad? Pig farts, yum, yum, yum.